Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
La aventura tiene un nuevo nombre, Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. Con la Rogue Rock Creek estarás listo para conquistar el camino que venga. Si es una ruta rocosa, tienes llantas todoterreno. Ante una gran bajada, control para descenso inclinado y su parrilla tubular para techo, lista para lo que necesites. Cuando la vida te ofrece aventura, tú tienes la Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. La capacidad de carga está limitada por el peso y la distribución. Siempre asegure la carga. Cargar el vehículo con mucho peso, especialmente en el techo, afectará el manejo y la estabilidad del vehículo.
You are now listening to the most electrified and vilified podcast on the net. Hot Topics Podcast. Let's get this party started. Welcome everyone to the Hot Topics Podcast. This is Cycle 4081, and I'm joined with my co-host, Belonius Matriculus.
How do you sleep at night?
Onius Feather.
Waking up with all these names.
So, and our
Other
lovely,
co-host is...
she's out today.
Yep.
She's feeling a little bit under the weather.
Get well soon.
Yes. We wish you a quick recovery. She had a busy...
Because we're supposed to go out for her birthday or something.
Well, she wasn't feeling too well.
I know, she said one in January.
Yeah.
The 17th of January something. Yeah.
December.
No, not December. January. Oh, she said before that she wanted to have all our birthday dinner or lunch.
All together.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I don't remember that. But yeah, so yeah, she had a busy holiday season.
Oh, baking cakes
and doing all that other stuff that people do during the holiday season. So that along with, feeling a little bit under the weather didn't help.
Oh,
so
yeah. We miss you.
If anybody want to send any donations, you can send it directly to my account.
Donations for what?
To her Get Well Fund. You can send it to my account.
You're going to do a GoFundMe for Get Well soon?
We're going to start a GoFundMe to... for me to purchase something for us in her name.
What's us?
Us meaning me. All right, so as we close out the 2024, this is our complete year, because we started in January. So we're going to be closing out our first full year. What are you looking forward to?
For 2025?
Yes.
That you don't keep stressing me out.
So in 2024, a lot has gone on. Mm-hmm. We only have a few days left, like maybe 2.
Yeah, till 29.
Yeah.
So 30,
so we got
31.
a couple days left in 2025. We've seen a lot of things going on in 2024. We had an election. I'm gonna work backwards. We had an election, which was shocking to many, not so much to some, but...
was it shocking to you?
Huh?
Was it shocking to you?
Not really. I was more disappointed and embarrassed than anything.
Shocked.
Yeah. And we had a lot of celebrities, and that's every year. We have a lot of celebrities that pass away. We had some really, big ones like Quincy Jones and
Earl.
Who?
Earl, the guy.
Oh, James Earl Jones. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a lot of celebrities that made impacts over the decades.
Well, at least a lot of them were old. So
yeah. We didn't. Not that I can recall. We didn't have any tragic ones as far as like anybody passed away from a
accident or
tragedy,
whatever. Yeah.
that I can recall.
And we
Nothing
also
keep
had
track.
some felonies. Felons. New
Yeah.
felons.
We had I guess that's one of the biggest things was aside from the Trump trials,
Diddy case.
the Diddy, his many charges, the RICO charges, might have been RICO, racketeering, and the infamous video right after
with the baby oil, the 1 million baby oils.
yeah, the baby oil. So it was a lot of interesting things this year. So we're not going to recap everything, but it was hopefully we have a better 2025 and be prepared. We're going to have 4 years of shenanigans coming in. And they've been starting fighting already. They haven't even taken office yet, and there's like a internal fighting. So that's going to be interesting. Elon Musk, Trump, the MAGA. I was going to say something, but the MAGA people, they're fighting already. Big thing was immigration. So apparently, they wanted no immigration. They wanted to cut off immigration, mass deportations, whatever. So now I guess they're figuring out what everybody else was saying beforehand. You're not going to be able to do it. And then Elon Musk and Trump are agreeing to open up, what do you call it,
Why is Elon involved anyways? Is he the vice president? I don't get it.
Well, I guess he's an advisor, and he was
investor.
He's exactly what he bought his way in there. He spent like $100 million to Trump to help him get elected.
Campaign.
And yeah, Trump made him, was it the director of government efficiency or something like that? Some crazy thing he with this other guy, this other lunatic. But so they're trying to come up with all these different things, and one of the things he's saying the HB1 or H1B?
HB1 visa.
HB1 visa that allows
workers.
people to come in for workers, with special skills or whatever. So they want to open it up. They want to increase it, and MAGA's like, what? Immigration? What? More people? We trying to shut it off. So now they're at odds with that as well. So it's going to be interesting going forward. But he has 4 years, and it's not like he has to run for a re-election. So he could basically. So
he cannot run for. It's going to be even old. Yeah.
He can't run anyway. But yeah, it's not like he has to listen to him. He don't have to listen to any of his supporters because it's not like he's,
getting reelected.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So.
So 4 years we'll see how it goes.
If I was a betting man, I'm going to say it's going to be 4 years of craziness.
Well, as long as there's money in the economy.
Here's the interesting part, because during the last 4 years, the economy has done great. So when people get it confused with inflation, and that's something that they really couldn't control. Now, the funny part about it was Trump caused a lot of that inflation too. And then when the Biden-Harris administration came in, they did whatever they could to try to reduce inflation. The Republicans fought against it, and they ended up, bringing inflation down to a little bit above what it was before they came in. So, but the economy actually, and that's a measurement of, spending money and how much money people have in their pocket. They may not have felt it as much because of prices going really high. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the ironic part. He promised that he was going to bring down all the prices, right? And then now he's rolling that back. So, it's going to be tough, and I don't think I could do it, blah, blah, blah. And he wants to put these tariffs in, and the tariffs actually raise prices. So everybody who voted for Trump, you've been had. Okay, and I
But how about, I heard real estate is going to do better.
Well,
because a lot of his people are like into real estate. So
real estate in what aspect? Because
what's that? The rates, the interest rates.
Interest rates. Well, they don't control the interest rates. So the interest rates were actually going up to help control inflation, because they wanted people to be able to afford less. So if they can afford less, then that means the prices will try to go down. But that didn't work too much. So the interest rates are actually jumping down a little bit, but not as much as people would hope. So,
and hopefully it gives checks this time around.
Well, as far as the checks go, he didn't want the checks to go out the last time.
Oh, really?
No, that was thanks to that's the whole ironic part about it. So everything that they blamed the Democrats for and Biden Harris was actually for the benefits that they did get. So it was Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Congress that pushed for it, and he relented at the last minute, and then he just wanted to put his name on the check, which is crazy. But that's what happens to a country when you have people who are really not aware or woke. How they or
just don't follow stuff.
Well,
like
but
that.
that's the thing. If you don't follow, that means you're not aware, and then if you're not aware, then you can't really make a educated choice on what happens to you. So, and that's what's going on in this country. It's a bad thing that is a bad word to be woke. Which now, what kind of shenanigans is that? What place says it's bad that you are aware or you're educated? So here we are. Now, speaking about educated, we always got to go with some of the news that is a little different. I'll say different. And I'm not going to talk about death today.
Hallelujah.
So in Baltimore, just happened a few days ago, there was a violent carjacking on East Lombard Street. It ended with the arrest of 5 suspects ranging in age from 9 to 21. Yes.
9. What does a 9-year-old know?
Yeah. So, and it happened in the afternoon. So,
wow.
Like 2:00, somewhere around there. This was December 22nd, which was about a week ago.
9 is mind-blowing.
9. Yeah. So, a 32-year-old woman was stopped at a stop sign and was approached by 4 males. One of the suspects was described as a white male, smashed her window with a metal tool, dragged her from the car, and fled in the vehicle. So, hour later, they had to, chase whatever, ended up catching 5, and one of them was 9 years old. So, the big thing was, like, what are you doing? Like, parents, are we failing? Like, 9 years old? Where are we when we... I mean, it's not like it's the first time, but 9... I know we're used to having that in Nigeria, but not here. in the good old USA.
Yeah, jokes. So, got jokes.
So I'm gonna be we call it the purveyor of bad news today, and I didn't say deaths. I said
it's still
of bad news, right? So
potato, it's the same thing.
Apparently, in Colorado, they have these black farmers out there that have been targeted by their, and I'll say neighbors because they probably live like freaking half a mile away or whatever, but they've been targeted by their neighbors with poisoning their livestock and leaving messages on their property, parking in front, a whole bunch of this basic crime.
They're in a white neighborhood?
Yeah, well, Colorado, and they're farmers, so they're in the rural areas. So they've had over 100 complaints to the local sheriff, and he's not doing anything. So that made the news. And obviously it still drags into politics again, because now people are starting to be vocal, saying, hey, now is a new day, we have Trump in office, but
so we can do anything we want to do,
basically. So now they're I guess I'll follow the story. Hopefully they post more, but they've been getting some good feedback from people across the country as far as, how to defend themselves, and putting a little bit pressure on the government to go in there and actually do something. So that's that made headlines. And I always thought about being a farmer. I'm still thinking about it because I think it's interesting. Although I wouldn't want to go to Colorado. It's cold.
Isn't Colorado where they make weed and stuff?
Oh, where it's legal? Yeah. Well, no, I when I say farmer, I like the big land, and I want to grow things that, not so much, I don't want to be a commercial farmer. I want to produce enough to, feed
yourself.
Yeah, my family
and me
and the neighbors. So, yeah, and we got with your skills of sneaking on the neighbor's property and taking bananas,
whatever.
so we could use you.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's Zola.com.
Over the last 75 years, over 10,000 chemicals have been introduced to our food supply. Yet the EU only allows 300 food additives. But at Thrive Market, we bring our members the highest quality brands and restrict more than 1,000 ingredients found at conventional grocery stores, making the switches easy with our Healthy Swaps scanner, which finds better versions of all your favorite pantry, snacking, and home essentials without the added junk, dyes, and fillers. Plus, it's all delivered straight to your door. So if you're looking to shop at a grocery store that actually cares about your health, go to thrivemarket.com/podcast and you'll get 30% off your first order and a free gift.
And then, 45 years. This was interesting, right? I'm gonna play this. This was I got this on Instagram. You know, they're almost as good as TMZ. But it was about a doctor who was arrested for basically, I'm gonna say, the shaking the trust of the American people, because it's crazy.
Shaking the trust.
A Michigan doctor sentenced, being called a monster. A day of reckoning for the doctor who diagnosed hundreds of patients with cancer when they did not have it.
Oh, wow.
Outside the court, the tears and anger. He lied to so many patients, giving many of them extensive chemotherapy, which then made them sick. So many of those families today coming face to face with the doctor as he was sentenced to 45 years behind bars. And you're about to hear what the doctor said to those families. ABC's Ron Claiborne leads us off.
Judgment Day for the doctor who caused so much pain. Victims of Dr. Fareed Fatah outside the courtroom where he was sentenced, hand in hand, then defiant.
45 years for the lives that he took. It just wasn't enough.
In court, the 50-year-old...
He's already 50, 45 years. That's like 95. So he's never getting out.
He's never getting out. Well, our justice system, like he may get 45 years, but he probably only have to spend maybe 25 or 30, whatever it is, but still, that's still old. But 45 years, and you had all these patients that you diagnosed with cancer.
Wow,
and made them go through.
Somebody had to take judgments to their hands. Had to do something, because like, why is he alive though? For real.
40. Just imagine that, going through, as all the people
chemo.
That go through that.
And I've heard chemo is like terrible.
Chemo is, we had the
and then
episode
you have to
on
shape,
that, right?
Shave your hair, and
because your hair starts falling out, and and people don't realize that when you're going through that treatment,
it depresses you too.
Not only that, but the chemo is actually sometimes what kills you.
Exactly.
Not so much the cancer, right? So, all right. So he diagnosed him with cancer. So just imagine the mental part of that.
The trauma, yeah.
The mental trauma. Then the cost
of paying for chemo.
Yes. So you have that, the damage
to
your body.
What else would they have had? Like what? Bring back their life or pay back or what? What would they have? What else?
What could they get from it? Yeah.
What else? Yeah. Besides 45 years, what are they asking for? What do they want?
I think they want more years.
So like what, 100 years?
Yeah, I mean, to make sure, just to make sure. Sometimes it's a symbolic thing, like he probably won't survive the whole sentence. But
even he might not even survive to 25 years. Even did 25 years.
Listen,
20 years.
them Spanish dudes that kidnapped them people. This was a few years ago, I think it was. I think they got like 700 years.
Oh.
I think I was in the Burger King or somewhere, and I was looking at the television, and they was reading off the sentencing, and it was like for count such and such, 100 years, count such and such, 75 years, or count, and they had like just like massive counts in like. Can you imagine that? You're eligible for parole after, let's say, 600 something years.
Wait, so is it really true that when but that has to be a joke? That's a joke, definitely.
Oh,
that,
when you die.
That when you die, you say. And then you have bars around.
Yeah, if you pass away, you will get another 35 years in the afterlife
for trying to escape.
But yeah, so you got to figure he actually received $17.5 million payments for this stuff. $17.5 million.
Wow.
He says, I misused my talents to send, this and that, whatever.
He misused what?
He misused his talents.
What stupid Wow.
But can you imagine that though? He got caught.
Wait. So he just, I don't know. Like they had some type of symptoms for him to be able to say, okay, yeah, you have.
All right, so you come in, you might have. I don't know what they had, but let's say you had indigestion or something, like you have, irritable bowel syndrome, and they say, well, you got cancer, right? So you keep coming back. Obviously, the insurance companies are getting charged some crazy amount of money too, but you coming back, and then you have to. Your co-pays, then you have the medicine for this and the whole
they still keep
treatment,
and they'll give them cancer medicine.
Yeah, that's the chemotherapy.
No, isn't chemotherapy the machine thing? Blah blah blah, where you take out blood or whatever.
Well,
I don't know what that is.
So there's a where they put the injections, the actual chemical in your body, and then there's the radiation stuff. So if I recall, this was a chemo. So. Oh, he was getting kickbacks from chemo companies. So I guess that's what it was by him. So that seemed like is a bigger problem. First of all, if doctors, and the people have always been saying
you can't
this,
even trust them.
Yeah, but if doctors are getting kickbacks from like pharmaceutical companies, or like in his case, chemo companies, that raises some serious questions about, are we being treated properly? Are we getting the right medicine? Or
so how will they know though? How will the chemo companies know?
They wouldn't know.
Huh? They
wouldn't know.
So why were they kicking back?
So, all right, if you ever went to the doctor and they'll say, and this is some years and years and years ago, and we had discussed this, but it was like if you wanted to push a certain drug, right? Let's say, all right, well, you come in for a cough. I got this new drug, or I got this drug that'll actually, such and such. You give them to try it out, or you prescribe it to them. So because you prescribed it to them, they'll get a kickback from the company. So now, like all my patients that come in, if I got 10 patients and they all got, let's say, the flu, I'm going to prescribe them these particular, medicines or drugs, whatever, because one, it may help, but I may still get a kickback from the companies for prescribing this medication over maybe something else. So it's kind of like, and it goes back to greed, really. But that's horrible. Can you? I just can't even imagine that. The psychological trauma that you get. There's no way you could put a monetary figure on the psychological trauma that you went through.
Not just you, your family,
and your family, friends, your spouses or whatever, and then the damage to your body.
Correct. So now I don't know if they would have gone away with something. They would have had something like it would have an adverse effect.
Oh, I'm sure they had. I don't know anybody who's going through chemo that didn't have any adverse effects.
But then I'm just saying, like, but they will not have cancer or anything like that. But
Well,
maybe
I guess there's a silver lining to that. After you went through all that, if you survived, the fact that you find out, oh, I really don't have cancer. Oh, I don't have to do this anymore,
But then, like, I'm just saying, like, that would it have damaged something else? Maybe like the kidney, the liver, or something else. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think if it was me, I don't think the doctor would actually make it to.
That's what I'm saying.
prison.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is he still alive though? Why are they letting him go to?
Oh, disclaimer. We are not advocating violence. What's the guy's name? I forgot his name. The guy from Baltimore.
I don't know.
That shot the CEO of the insurance company.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. No.
You have.
No.
The guy who walked up on him, the CEO as he was coming out of the building and shot him.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh,
really?
yeah. He's from Baltimore, well-to-do family area, the whole nine. And basically, the ironic part about it was it made headlines. Obviously, he got caught pretty fast, and the public showed no mercy to the person who got shot.
Okay.
When social media is just crazy. They were saying something like prayers and copay.
So what happened though?
Well, he's still in custody, and it hasn't gone to trial yet. But
what happened?
What do you mean? What happened
with the insurance? What did he do?
He killed him because apparently he must. I don't know the full details, but apparently he was upset about. I think it was what was the name of it? I'm looking it up real quick. It was I'm gonna say Alliance, but I know something bigger than that. Healthcare.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Over the last 75 years, over 10,000 chemicals have been introduced to our food supply. Yet the EU only allows 300 food additives. But at Thrive Market, we bring our members the highest quality brands and restrict more than 1,000 ingredients found at conventional grocery stores, making the switch as easy with our Healthy Swaps scanner, which finds better versions of all your favorite pantry, snacking, and home essentials without the added junk, dyes, and fillers. Plus, it's all delivered straight to your door. So if you're looking to shop at a grocery store that actually cares about your health, go to thrivemarket.com/podcast and you'll get 30% off your first order and a free gift.
Was it healthcare CEO suspect? Oh, Luigi. That's what his name. I didn't want to say because it sounded
From Mario.
Yeah. United Healthcare CEO. Okay. I hate to laugh, but you ask me, I can't help it sometimes. But his name was Luigi Mangione, I think. He was charged in the United Healthcare CEO's killing. He's 26-year-old young guy. So they got charged him with firearms and other charges, and he got arrested at a McDonald's. No, he got arrested after being spotted at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania. So he waived extradition to New York to face new federal charges. So this happened in New York. He got spotted in Pennsylvania. He made it to... Did he make it to Baltimore? To Maryland? I'm not sure. But anyway, they got him for murder using a weapon with a silencer and 2 counts of stalking, in addition to the 11 state charges filed by the Manhattan District Attorney.
So what happened is what I'm saying.
What happened is
what happened that he killed the guy?
Oh, he was probably pissed off about all the stuff about these healthcare companies denying people claims and costing them like these exorbitant prices for stuff. And I could tell you a personal thing, right? So when I found out, so I have to take this medication, and obviously the pharmaceutical companies are here, charges $10,000 a month for it. But if you go to other countries and get it, it's like less than 1/5 of the price. That's the pharmaceutical companies. So what we've been having a problem here in the U.S. for a very long time is that a lot of times when people get sick and some treatments are not covered, or they go past the allotted amount of money, a whole bunch of different things. So the healthcare system here is so broken compared to some of the more advanced countries like Canada and some of the Scandinavian countries. But it gets to a point
healthcare
where
is free in Canada.
Yeah, but it gets to a point where people will get fed up. Obviously, in this case, and they go after the guy who's the CEO of it, who's making, I guess, the rules. Kicking people off. It's a mess, and they need to overhaul.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Now we're back from commercial break. So anyway, I guess the major theme of the day is healthcare. I guess there's just by the feedback that I've seen in regards to this particular incident, people really have no type of compassion for the CEO of United Healthcare, like literally none. And I saw something on Facebook. They had, if you had to release one of these 4 prisoners, one was R. Kelly, Diddy, this guy Luigi, and it was somebody else. I forgot who the third person was. I think like 99% of the people was like release Luigi.
Really?
Yes.
That's what I'm looking at now.
Because they was looking at it like, oh, you know what? He took one for the team. And it's sad to say that, but I think in this country, if they can, it's greed. Everything is based on greed. Everything. We have the food that we eat is poor because of greed. They have to have things grow faster so they can make more money. They have to cut expense because they need things to get bigger, to get more money. They have to put more preservatives in there so they can make more money to ship it to far places. So even with the environment, the environment is unhealthy. They want to pollute the water, pollute this, because they don't want to spend the extra money to fix it. So if the one thing I think in this country, when it comes to making this really a great America, they would have to rid this place of greed.
How is that possible? The greed is everywhere.
Not with a capitalist system, because everybody's more or less, give me more.
Well, greed is everywhere in the world. So it's not peculiar. It's not peculiar to America.
It's not, but we like to call ourselves the greatest country in the world,
But at least Americans they still look out for Americans. Americans can still afford stuff. Some countries cannot afford. They just take and take and take, and then their people are so poor.
Well, and the thing, and this is my personal belief. They can afford stuff because people are still greedy. They want them to be able to afford stuff so they can make more money.
Well, at least they're making them afford stuff. So, nobody's hungry. Nobody's starving. Nobody's on the road begging.
There was a segment in this country that actually still cares about people.
Yeah.
And is, but I think that's going away too, because now look at this. I hate to go back to the election, but Trump basically put billionaires in charge of everything. Elon Musk, I heard something like he doubled his money, whatever, since Trump got in office, because they know that he's going to look out for billionaires and obviously himself. They would.
Well, nobody said you shouldn't be a billionaire, so whatever.
Well, my personal opinion, I'm not saying you shouldn't be a billionaire, but there should be a limit to how much money you can make and what your involvement in government can be. That's the important thing. But they're paying the legislators to make the laws, and obviously the judges and stuff like that. So it's easier for them to make it better for them to make more money. So yeah, that's kind of crazy.
At the end of the day, we're all gonna die and leave the money behind. So
exactly, I'm gonna tell you, you call me a socialist if you want, but if it was up to me, I would put a cap to the amount of money a person could make. And I don't know if I would do it in I guess the only way to do it is in a progressive tax. Just raise the tax limit. But even like they're talking now about Social Security. Oh, it's going to run out of money and such. And, but all they have to do is something. To me,
how's it going to run out of money when they keep charging? They still keep charging.
Yeah, but see, and that's a good point you make. So all the so-called illegal immigrants that's in this country that's paying into Social Security but not getting any benefits out of it, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at, I forgot the number, it was like $30-40 billion a year. Yeah. But Social Security pays out a lot of things. Some people get Social Security. I think they shouldn't, but the majority of people who should get.
What are the people that get and shouldn't?
Well, people who they that get benefits, not just because they reach a certain age, but they get Social Security benefits because maybe somebody's parent died.
What is Social Security benefits supposed to be for?
It's like a retirement. It's like a safety net. That's how it was installed. If there's a you get to a certain age, you contribute so much. Then you have a retirement. Okay. And it's not enough, to be honest. It's not enough for somebody to sustain themselves, but it's just something that they
put in place.
Yeah, to keep you from being on the side of the road with your hand out, I guess. But they only charge a small percentage of your pay up to the first, I think it was 200-something thousand. So that means if, like, say you make $40 billion a year, I make 40,000 a year.
I wish. Okay.
I'm still paying up to a certain amount of my pay, where they're only paying at the max the same amount that I'm paying.
Oh.
Right, because they have a cap on it. So if they remove the cap, if I'm paying 0.7% into Social Security and whatever that comes out to be, and they're paying 0.7% into Social Security, and they're making $40 billion a year, obviously they're contributing enough that'll be, that's how it should be. So it still goes back to greed. They have to have two Americas. Used to be three. They had the rich, the middle class, and the poor. So the rich are getting richer, the poor is getting poorer, and the middle class is shrinking.
There. It's just there.
Yeah. So that's.
What class are you?
I'm lower middle class. I'm the surviving class. That's what I do. I'm surviving. But you can contribute, as much as you like, and help out. So here's one. And I said I wasn't going to say if anybody died, but so I'm going to skip this one just because I said it. But if you was to look it up on social media or Google, this former CEO of Time Warner, Richard Parsons. You know, look it up. I'm not going to say he passed away.
Oh, wow.
Because I promised I wouldn't say it. But Google him. He was a
well, he passed away.
Yeah,
Okay.
American businessman who led Time Warner and helped iconic U.S. companies navigate through circumstances. He was a prominent black business executive. That's significant. He was known for his problem-solving prowess, steering major companies, including Time Warner and Citigroup, through periods of distress. So, if I was talking about somebody's death, I would say R.I.P. But since I'm not, I won't. And that's in that same note, anybody who looks at anything on television, you know the Gumbles, right? Bryen and Greg.
Mm-hmm. That's you.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, look up Greg Gumbel. I would say he passed away.
Oh wow.
He was 78 the last I checked.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he was one of the more famous sport. He was a CBS sportscaster, and he did a lot of other things. But yeah, he Google him.
He passed away.
I told you I wasn't going to say anything about people passing away today, so I want to stick with it. And we also have.
Oh wow! Why are we on this?
No. I'm just going through some of the trending news. It took me a while to figure out where this was, but I thought it was pretty interesting. This one is about snitching.
Okay.
Right. I don't know how you feel about snitching. Sometimes snitching is good, but
snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Mm-hmm. Female prison officer arrested for sex with an inmate. And we all know what happens. But the funny part about it was she was arrested after she was filmed having sex with an inmate. So they filmed her having sex with an inmate, and then they passed the video around, which, you know, hey, whatever. That's do what you do. But it ended up in the hands of the authorities. Oh wow. So yeah. A prison custody officer has been suspended and arrested by the Northamptonshire police on suspicion of misconduct in a public office. So obviously they'll investigate, but she was a 30-year-old woman. She pleaded guilty to misconduct after having sex with an inmate in a cell. Now this was in London. This is UK.
Like, how can I even be attracted to an inmate?
So the investigation was launched after officers were made aware of a video filmed inside the jail. Now, my thing is this. If you're an inmate.
I'm not an inmate.
No, I'm saying
no,
if.
No,
all right, so if one was an inmate.
Yes.
And you're getting the privilege of that, right?
Privilege of what? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Videotaping is one thing, spreading around is another.
So who videotaped them?
I don't know who did it, but I'm going to say if it was in a cell, it either had to be the two people involved, yeah, which had to be super stupid, right? Or one of the other inmates that knew what was going on, you know. So
and that's a life porn, so yeah. I don't blame anybody.
But here's the thing: if that's in London, so if this was in the U.S., you could actually be charged with rape.
Didn't we have one already that they go?
Oh, we had several.
Got pregnant as well.
Yes.
So I don't know how it's the females that go over. Like, I wouldn't think it would be a female thing to do. Whatever.
What to give it up
to be involved?
Prisoner?
Yeah.
Well,
it's
here's
mostly
the thing.
guy
so
stuff.
You got to figure it. There's a lot of women in the prison system now.
Mm-hmm. And then hot guys in the prison.
And it may or may not be, but you got these women walking around. These guys
may and not be. It's
no. I'm just saying. It's not saying that the hot guys are actually getting it. You know that we're not saying that. It's saying that you got women that's walking around, and these guys who haven't seen a woman will probably never see a woman, and they're probably the most romantic. You know, talking and oh girl, you look good, and you know. And you come into work and you had a hard time at home, and you got this inmate who's
I can't even see that happening. That's oh my God, like nah.
Well, I'm sure the CEO didn't see it happen. It might even be people that they knew out on the street, or you know, somebody, maybe the person's in jail for fraud, a white collar crime.
Okay,
you know,
so still has money.
Yeah, but you know,
So that there's an exception.
but you know that happens a lot. And anyway, the point I was making.
So why would that
about
be rape
snitching,
though?
Because the person's in custody.
Oh, so then the person's vulnerable?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Just the same as if it was a
But
male.
that's consent. It's consensual.
A male, but you can. It's like a police officer. If you arrest somebody and you have sex with them, let's say while they're in custody, that's considered a rape, because it could be inferred that the person didn't have a choice,
Okay, gotcha.
even if they was the
But
aggressor.
then it's a female and a male. So
But even if it's an aggressor,
even if it's a female and a male. So
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Over the last 75 years, over 10,000 chemicals have been introduced to our food supply. Yet the EU only allows 300 food additives. But at Thrive Market, we bring our members the highest quality brands and restrict more than 1,000 ingredients found at conventional grocery stores, making the switches easy with our Healthy Swaps scanner, which finds better versions of all your favorite pantry, snacking, and home essentials without the added junk, dyes, and fillers. Plus, it's all delivered straight to your door. So if you're looking to shop at a grocery store that actually cares about your health, go to thrivemarket.com/podcast and you'll get 30% off your first order and a free gift.
male are always the aggressor. So.
oh,
They're always the rapists.
It's no difference. So,
I see a difference. So
well, the law doesn't see a difference. But the point is it was the snitching. Why are you going to snitch? Now, guess what's going to happen? You done cut it off for everybody else who might be getting some in prison. You know? So, anyway. It's just how we look at things differently when it's a female guard versus a male guard. Because they think the male is the one who, girl, you better give me that or I'm going to do this and that. Whatever. Correct. But the females, you know, hey.
Because we have morals.
Equal opportunity.
We do, because it's like, that's why I'm like a female. That's weird. Because
you said it's unlike females?
Yeah.
The state of Maryland would beg to differ. They out there getting pregnant by not just one, several of them. And I'm certain that it's not a one-time deal.
I'll try and rape a guy one time.
I'm sure you have in the past.
I said I will try to. I haven't.
You sure you have?
And see what that's like. So what would be considered rape?
If he said no.
If he said no, no guy can say no.
Yes, they can.
No, they can.
It has happened.
Okay, they can. They can.
I'm telling you, it has happened. I know for a certainty. When I was in Chicago, let me tell you, this is I'm not gonna say it's a funny story, but in Chicago, they had these I think it was two women. They actually kidnapped the guy, put him in a van, and raped him. They forced him to have sex. Now you figure about it. If you got forced to have sex,
well, his thing is still his dick was up. So.
I'm glad you said that. Okay, so apparently what they did, they taped it. Yeah, that was.
Wait. But they taped it up.
Yes.
So how is it going to get hurt?
By taping it up.
That doesn't mean
it doesn't need to stand a little bit.
Stand a little bit from where?
Yeah, they all need is to stand up a little bit.
And then voila.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men are so vulnerable.
Well, it just things
Oh my
happen.
God.
But anyway,
We don't have anything. We don't have anything to stand or whatever. So that's cool.
all right, so it could be it also just let's make this even. All right, let's look at it. That let's say a woman and a man is engaged in that activity, and the woman in the middle of it says, "You know what? Stop. I don't want no more. Stop." And the guy doesn't stop.
Men never stop. So yeah.
No, let's say, okay, so if he doesn't stop, what is that? That's rape. By the law.
Why would it, no? It depends on what situation we are in.
No, there's no depending anything. If
he's already in, why am I going to say stop?
No, that's your choice. I'm saying if a woman decides to say, stop, she
Even
might
while
have a change
they
of
was
heart.
in.
Yeah, you might, or while they was in, while they was in the middle, while they was in the beginning, whatever it is. When the answer is no or stop, you stop.
Oh
period,
wow!
Right?
How did you just stop? Like,
Well, I'm just saying. But let's say that happens, whether it's a man or female. Let's say the female's the one who's into it, and the male says, "You know what? Stop. I don't want to do it anymore," and she keeps on going.
how will she keep on going though?
You mean how?
Yeah.
She keep on going. Like if she's in the position of
Of power.
of dominance. Let's put it that way. Use your imagination. But if she's in the position of dominance, and they say stop, and she doesn't, that's rape. So a man can be raped.
So when somebody's about to come, you say stop. Nobody's gonna stop.
Well, I think there's probably some
It's better less
thinking that, but
better not to start what you can finish. Like from the beginning, hey, I'm not having it. I'm not doing. Let's not do it, and that's it. Not like in the process. Or when, and then sometimes people are so greedy. It's like when after they come, and then when you come, your eyes is like back to normal, and you're back to reality, and then you're like, no, stop. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it.
well, by the letter of the law, But here's another situation. Like, say, what if you go? And this is the unfair part, because they always put this on the guy. So let's say you're drinking, I'm drinking. We go out, we have a whole bunch of drinks. We come back to the apartment, we have more drinks, and things get hot and heavy, right? And then
Is that ass clapping?
it starts happening, right? In the morning, when you wake up, both of you guys wake up, you find yourself in a compromising situation. And what does she say? She says, "You took advantage of me. I was unable to give consent because I was under the influence and I was drunk." Right? Police come in, lock the dude up because obviously she's
but
unable to give consent.
I don't think that would be the case. Because
that happens all the time.
If both of them are drunk,
see, now we're getting into the fairness part.
only if one party is drunk and the other party isn't, or the other party isn't drunk.
You would think that, right? Because
Yeah.
the defense for the guy was like, could be, I think reasonably, wait a minute, she was drunk, yes, I was drunk too, so why does the ownership fall on me? Because she says I was unable to give consent, right? But that has happened.
And I mean, I don't support that, because first of all, you female, why put yourself in a position where, or why even drink with a guy you don't like in the first place? So
You might like him, doesn't mean you want to have sex with him. Oh, it's different. So the point is that it has happened often, and then the guys like, wait a minute, I mean, we were both drinking, and it was like, well, she was incapacitated, and
so your incapacitation and mine is not the same.
That's the point
No,
I'm
that's
making.
not fair.
It's not fair, exactly. But
If that's true, what you're
that's
saying, if
the
it's
stuff-
true,
that's the stuff that
if
happens.
what you're saying is true,
It
then
is.
that's not fair.
I guarantee you. So those are the things how people are looked at. Anyway, going back to the whole thing about the assault part. If the guy was drinking, right, and the woman wasn't, let's say the woman was not drinking, and it goes back to the apartment, and things happen. The guy wakes up, and he looks over and he says, "Damn, who brought you here?"
Or a lot of times, I think guys do not like to talk about that part, or they don't like to.
Nobody's going to admit it.
Yeah,
exactly.
make
And to be
comments
honest,
like-
I would never admit it either. I would just deny it ever happened.
Or you got to make a complaint and be like, "Hey, she raped me."
Yeah, no, and you know what? I could see them, even the court or jury
It's
would
ego,
like,
yeah,
man,
ego.
come on,
Men
dude.
won't do that. Exactly. Men would
Yeah.
never do that. Even if they feel violated and stuff like that, they would not. Hardly would they come out and say, "Hey, she raped me."
But that's how the law is. Sometimes
It's not the law. It's
justice is
just the
not-
men. That ego would not make them.
No, I'm saying, but even if let's say the guy did say, you know what, I was intoxicated and this
She-
person had,
yeah.
I feel
She took
like
advantage.
Yeah, I doubt very seriously
No, I
that
don't
would
think-
go anywhere.
No, that's not true. I don't think.
You don't
so.
think so? Okay. All right. So that's an interesting situation. We're gonna talk about that, and that's gonna be a sensitive topic because.
And how about she gets pregnant too in the process?
Oh, all right. So think about that. She gets pregnant. Now, obviously, as a man, we don't have any say in what happens, right? So now she gets pregnant.
Yo, you're gonna pay child support.
I don't know if that'll be interesting to find out. Maybe we need to bring a lawyer or a judge on there and say, well, hey, what if this happens? Can you imagine that though? You get intoxicated. You go to the bar. You're intoxicated. This woman. Let me set the scene.
Haven't you heard of? I heard the story where this person went to a hotel to get condom remnants from somebody and poured it in.
I've heard
got
that.
pregnant.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I saw that in the movie. I think it was Poison Ivy.
Probably, was it movie? Desperation.
But
Wow.
I'm sure that's happened, and that's the bad part about that. We're going to examine that whole thing about the law and that type of interaction. But
then I feel like men should not be forced to pay for children that
they don't want.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the situation, right?
Well, they're going to say, and society and the law is going to say, well, guess what? If you didn't want the child, you shouldn't have laid down with the
person
woman.
in the first place. Okay, which is good, which is reasonable.
But what's our recourse?
Then, or if it was something, you should wear a condom.
What if all right? So DMX was on the breakfast show, and they asked him about something. And he said, because he had a buttload of kids, and they said something about, well, you don't wear condoms. He says, I wear condoms. And he said, but you got 11 kids. He was like, hey, those are times when the condom popped. So he said, I get it in.
So you'd have had more if they didn't pop.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but imagine, like, let's say something like that does happen. You both were careful. You had the condom, it broke. She ended up getting
like
pregnant.
11 times. Duh.
No, I'm just saying this one time, right? And then let's say the woman gets pregnant. She decides to keep the baby. And you say, you know what? Nah, that's not my intent. We did this so this wouldn't happen. But she goes in and actually has the child. And then he's like, I don't want no parts of it because, I told you this is not what I want, and we need to fix that, and then she takes him down to child support. So now he's on the hook for 18 years because of a mistake. Now, where's the power in that? Men have no power in that.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
It's through your child. Eventually, the child grows up, might go back and care for the father, do stuff for the father.
Yeah, but that's an unfortunate situation because that's all right. If that was to happen, that's one of the probably the minute.
So it's just a
bright
lot
spots.
of women. So a lot of women purposely do stuff like that. I don't know what you gain from wanting child support or forcing somebody to be with you.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's
Look,
facts.
let me tell you something.
I don't know why. No,
I'm gonna
that's
tell you
what
why.
I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna tell you why.
Because for me, if like I have sex with somebody and I feel like, oh, this is not what we want, right? I'm gonna try. You're gonna see that I tried after what is it called? After P, what's that thing called? Plan B
day
and all
after.
of that. Yeah, Plan B and stuff. You're gonna do that. Like, why just wear it out or wait it out? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm not gonna. And then you come back to tell that person, hey, at least know you tried. You know what I'm saying? If it happened, then it happened. But then know you tried. Not like you want to try and pin somebody down. You're not even going to enjoy that person. You're not even going to be in a relationship with that person.
Oh, let me tell you.
Why are you trying
let me tell
like
you.
so hard just to bring a child that's going to suffer for no reason?
Let me tell you
like,
why.
It's ridiculous.
This is just one part of it. All right. Every year, the NBA All-Star is held in a certain city, right? And so they have all types of parties and all just whatever. So they know every celebrity is going to be in that area, every basketball player, whatever. So not just the NBA All-Star, but different events where there's going to be celebrities and the place to be, whatever. So I guarantee you there's at least 1,000 women going down there trying to hook up with a basketball player or a football player.
So it's like a business venture. Like,
bingo.
Wow.
They meet up. And I've heard this before, like on videos where they said that's what their intent was. They want to go down there and whatever. But they go down there and these guys get stupid.
Of course. Guys are all stupid. So
yeah. So to get the girls pregnant, whatever. Ain't never met the girl. Well, they met them, but they didn't. They never spent any real time with the woman, or
they probably don't even know her name and stuff like
exactly. Right. So what happens? They get a paternity, a suit.
that. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And next you know, all right, it's your baby, it's your child, and you're in child support court and you got to pay the girl who worked at Wendy's, but she looked good and she dressed up nice. You got to pay the girl who's worked at Wendy's $500,000 a month for the next 18 years. Well, probably not the next 18 years. Somewhere in the middle of that, they're going to ask for a bump. 750,000 million.
I've seen one show. I think it wasn't Steve. It was one court thing like that. I always see. I think this lady she was living off of the child support. She didn't get a job.
Absolutely,
nothing.
it happens
and living
all the time.
on off of the child support the guy was getting, and then she came to court and said that he got another job. He's getting more money, and then her money should bump up, go up, and all of that. And then the judge was like, she was a female too, and she's like, wait, why aren't you working?
Right.
Like, and then I think she reversed she not even made it lower.
She made it lower.
Yeah, because like, why are you not working in the first place?
Because
she said
she's playing her odds.
She was living with her mom, so she was just getting free money, $2,000 every month for no reason. Like
$2,000?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. All right. So that's one of the easier ones. What if you getting like $100,000 a month? Oh, Tyrese, the singer. Oh, there was countless incidents of celebrities, sports guys that get the shaft because for some odd reason the system sets up where who needs $500,000 a month or whatever to take care of a child. You remember?
What are they buying houses every day?
You remember the singer Khalees? My milkshake brings other girl
To the
boys
yard.
yeah. All right,
I'm
so
like, it's better than yours.
which I
It's
love
better
her.
than yours.
I love her. That's my celebrity crush. Right. But anyway, she was getting paid some ungodly amount of money from Nas, the rapper Nas.
Yeah, Nas. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, she's rich too. So what justifies somebody to get that much money per month to take care of a child? That is crazy. So I think that formula needs to change. But let's see. I'm gonna just to look it up real quick. How much Khalees child support? I spelled the name wrong. $51,000 per month.
Well, that's cool.
Now,
I would never work again for the rest of my life.
Listen, according to the Associated Press, a Los Angeles family court judge has ordered Nas to increase spousal and child support payments from $40,000 to $51,000 to his former wife, singer Khalees, and their son, Knight. The increase comes due to an assessment of Nas's income. So because I make more money, I should give
you more.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
I'll just file for joint custody then. Let's just have the kid together and then we're both responsible for.
And you know what?
The expensive.
That probably will work.
But then because the guys don't even have time to take care of the kids.
No,
anyway.
they'll probably know what will happen is the women are going there knowing that that's what they're trying to get. They'll say, well, that person's unfit because they live a certain lifestyle. They're traveling. They're doing this, and this.
But aren't they?
Doesn't mean they can't bring with them or have a nanny, just like some other folks do.
So the child is not going to have stability.
Oh, what's more stable than having your own private teacher? Celebrities do it all the time. But even when you have the child stars, they may make accommodations, but the point is, the system needs to be overhauled. And that's actually another episode we're going to do when Lamb Chopper gets back. We're going to talk about child support, and we're going to also talk about what's the other stupid thing? Alimony. I'm not saying child support is stupid. I'm saying alimony is stupid. It's outdated. That's my personal opinion. But yeah. But we got some good things coming up. Oh, I didn't do a word of the day for last week because I went dolo because y'all abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore.
Love died a long time ago.
So, last week we talked about Christmas cheer. It was all bad news. So we're gonna say
coming from the Grinch himself.
That's right.
Wow.
So last week our word of the day is going to be cheer. This week, our word of the day.
What?
I don't know. You say it.
Child support.
Child support. No, the big story today was actually the doctor. I think.
Chemo,
and spelling does not count.
CHEMO.
So if you say KIMO, we're gonna take it. So
CHEMO.
CHEMO. Chemotherapy. So. Send it by email.
So last week was cheer. And this week chemo.
So email the word of the day into hottopicspodcast@gmail.com, and that's TOPIX. Okay, that's how we want to know, and it's going to be timestamped. So whoever gets all the words of the day in for the month will win. So just get that email in there, and I'm not going to tell you what the gift is yet because you guys missed out on the car that we gave away last month that nobody wanted to claim. So yeah. Oh, also, don't wait, don't delay. We have February 14th. We have the Wine and Pasta social
podcast,
and we're gonna do a podcast as well, but it's gonna be real fun. And get your spouse, your mate, your boo, your Val, or whatever you want to call it, out there and have some fun. The tickets are only $40, and it's from 5 to 8. I believe you go to our website at www.hottopicspodcast.com and click on events button, and you'll see what we have there. And we're gonna have some Cajun chicken pasta. We're going to have some jerk veggie pasta and shrimp Alfredo pasta, along with side salad and obviously wine. And we're going to say this also: drink responsibly.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, don't drink and drive, or don't drink and get drunk and then get taken advantage of by that woman who's sitting there at the thing lurking.
Oh wow. That sounds so weird.
It happens. We definitely, and that's a touchy subject, but we need to have a conversation on that. The good, the bad, and ugly about that whole thing. Because
we should bring some men in, and if they're gonna admit if anybody has ever violated them before. Duh.
Yes.
If they've been raped or if
that's right.
Whatever.
And you can remain anonymous. That's obviously, we understand that part. So we want you to be as open as possible. So,
and safe.
And if there's anybody who's been convicted or accused or got away with it, we want you on there too. You could be anonymous. We want to see what goes on in the mind of the predator. Maybe we get the president-elect to come in. I think we will. We will. I'm gonna have a surprise celebrity come in and talk about that. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what his name is. So we're gonna have it. But anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And you have a wonderful
New Year
and safe New Year's. Every year somebody dies on New Year's or New Year's Eve.
Wow, why you the Grinch?
Why you the?
I don't know.
Well, and I'm saying this because
just forget it. Let's just have some
I want you to be.
decorum.
I want you to be safe.
Okay,
and
be
enjoy,
safe.
Make it to the next year.
Just say be safe. That's it. You don't have to bring.
I have to bring the hammer home.
Oh wow.
So.
Anyways, I see you 2025. Even though it's a few days.
Thank you, family, for listening to the latest episode of Hot Topics. As usual, listen, like, share, subscribe. Ha!